Well, hey, church family, I got lots of things to go over, including, and I'm going to go over them really quick, a new service time, what the message is about tomorrow, instructions for potlucks, some housekeeping issues, and some details about Jackson Lake trip. All right, so we'll take them one at a time. First of all, I want to talk about the message that I'm going to be bringing tomorrow called God's Not Condemning You. I think this is going to be a really powerful message because lots of us deal with condemning voices in our heads. People making us feel like we're not good enough, like we'll never measure up. All these negative thoughts, and some of you may think that they're actually coming from God, and the message is God's not the one condemning you, and some promises for those who are in Jesus, that you don't have to worry about condemnation. Okay, we have a new service time of 11:30, and just a real quick reason why is we have had some issues with, we tried an earlier service time. We moved from 11:30 to 11:15, and we just had too much congestion between the two churches coming and going, right? Roland Road was trying to leave, and Impact was trying to come in, and just that mix of people coming and going and congestion in the foyer and the hallway was not a good thing. And there were some other reasons, but anyway, we need to move back to 11:30, and that's okay. Potluck instructions. Hey, listen, so I don't know if you read or noticed, but for the potluck, what we're asking people to do is, if you can either bring a large meat, 25 servings, like if you can bring a carved ham or enough chicken legs for 25 people, or ribs for 25 people, whatever, right? Some kind of meat that is 25 servings, or bring a side and a dessert, or bring a side and a drink, like a 2-liter or a gallon of lemonade or a gallon of tea or something like that. But we really need those options to be picked, either the large meat or the side and dessert, or the side and a drink. That's the only way that we're gonna make sure and we get enough of everything. Like if you just bring one side dish, that's not going to be enough to cover everything we need, right? And so that's why we've laid it out that way. Hopefully all that makes sense. Okay. Some housekeeping issues. So a couple of things. One is just people being loud during the worship service. And listen, I've got kids, and I know what it is to have to get onto your kids sometimes. But if you can do it, try to do it in a quieter way, or people just talking loudly while worship is going on, right? They're just having conversations in a loud voice. And listen, if it was just one person, I would just come to you, one person. But it's multiple people, it's multiple happenings of people just kind of being loud. If you need to get onto your kid, like I've had to before, just, can you go up to them quietly? Can you just put your hand on them and just, maybe whisper in their ear, hey, I need you to behave. Can you please behave? Because what's happening is people are trying to worship God, right? And they're trying to get into the music and into the message, and they can't. They're being distracted by just some loud talking, right? During worship, our focus should be on praising Jesus, on God, right? And so if announcements are being made, our attention should be on the announcements, and not having side conversations. So if we can get that, get onto your kids a little quieter if you can, and let people really focus on the songs and the worship, and let's not distract them. We want them to meet with God, right? We want people to be able to meet with God in those moments without distraction. Okay? And then the other housekeeping issue I wanted to mention was kids being in rooms by themselves. So again, sometimes it's my kid, all right? Sometimes it's my kid. Let's just be real. But we don't need kids off by themselves in rooms without adults. At a homeschool co-op, they had a rule that was like, They taught their kids, you need to see an adult or be seen by an adult at all times, right? That's just, we need to make sure that that's happening. So we don't want kids off, and there's lots of good reasons for that. Why we don't want kids in rooms by themselves is, you can imagine, they could get in a fight, and then we're getting into who started, who hit who first, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? We just want to avoid all that. It's a safety issue, it's typically like while the worship service is going on, kids are off in a room by themselves. Again, if it was just one family or one person, I would just talk to you, but it's multiple kids, multiple families. And so we just want to be sure kids aren't off, during the church service, up in rooms by themselves when adults aren't present. And besides, they really should be in the worship service, worshiping God with the rest of us. Okay? And then Jackson Lake. So that is August 9th. And Jackson Lake, if you don't know, if you weren't there last year, it's always a good time. It's a place we can swim, we can shoot pool. We're gonna eat some really good burgers. Here's the thing. The monthly outings that we do actually have a two-part purpose. One is fellowship with each other. Okay, we want to be able to fellowship with one another, and it is excuse me, a good time of fellowship. Okay, and we want to fellowship, and we want to grow deeper relationships with our brothers and sisters in Christ. Okay, but the other purpose is, this is a great opportunity to invite non-church people, non-Christians, to hang out with us, because it's not at a church building, it's an outing, right? So this is in Canal Winchester. It's a really cool place. There's a lake, there's a swimming pool. We're gonna eat burgers, but it's a great opportunity to bring a friend who's not a Christian yet. Or maybe you don't know if they're a Christian, but if you know they're not a Christian, then what better way to help them introduce to Christians away from the church building at a more casual setting. They can get to know that our church and see that Christians are actually pretty cool people to hang out with, right? And kind of warm up their feet to hanging out with Christians in a non-church environment. So bring a friend, right? August 9th, it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mark it on your calendars and start inviting a friend and say, hey, we're going to go hang out at Jackson Lake in Canal Winchester. It's going to be really fun. You should come with us. You don't have to say our church is going to Jackson Lake. You can say a group of us, a group of friends are going to hang out. They'll figure out it's a church group eventually, but bring a friend to Jackson Lake, okay? I think that's all I got. I hope that's all I got, because I'm on 8 minutes now. All right, appreciate your time and hanging in there, and I hope to see you this Sunday. God's not condemning you. It's going to be a powerful message. See you Sunday.